Hello everybody, it's Anthony here from Cutting Edge Guitar. This is another quick tip lesson for you, of which I'm going to talk about chromaticism and finger independence today. So, finger independence, being able to use all four fingers on the fretting hand. This is super important, okay? Because the more fingers that you can use on this hand, the more stuff you can play. Simple as that. Where a lot of beginners go wrong is that they want to only use fingers 1, 2 and 3 because it's just easier. They hate using the fourth finger. Now the thing is with this, we can all understand that. We all remember what it's like being a beginner, and it's really hard to do, but you've got to force yourself to be able to use it. Otherwise there's going to be loads of things that at a later date you're not going to be able to play, and you don't want to be in that situation. So exercises, the most common ones that you see for being able to use all four fingers are something like this, and in reverse. Okay, it's quite often referred to as the spider exercise for obvious reasons, the fretting hand. I have put loads of exercises based on that theme in my first book, High Intensity Guitar Technique, Book 1. But what I've also done, I've put some exercises in there that are not your average, okay? Because there's loads of things like that, and there's loads of different orders, finger orders that you can use, and they're all good, they're all really useful, but they don't always work on certain rhythm groups. So I put some in my book that work on groups of 6. Now this is a particularly nice one. I kind of like this one. So around the 5th fret area I'm going to do 5, 6, 7, 8 in hammers, and then reverse pull-offs. Now, something with an exercise like that, most students tend to find pull-offs much harder than doing hammer-ons, okay? So it's actually a really good exercise for just working on a pull-off. Again, if you don't know what hammer-ons and pull-offs are, I might even look at those in another quick tip lesson, but I actually put loads of stuff in that first book about how to execute a hammer-on, the correct way to do it. There's supporting video tutorials that show you all how to do that in that one. But with these, definitely an exercise like this really works on those pull-offs on the way back down. Now, something I hear from students a lot, whether it's people I'm teaching in my studio, people that I teach in the schools that I work in, all that sort of thing, is, well, but these exercises are boring, I don't want to do them. Well, okay, exercises are boring. You pick up the guitar because you want to play songs and all that stuff, fine. But without working out, you're never going to be able to play songs that you want to play. You certainly won't be able to play guitar solos and all that sort of thing. So, why not practice this sort of stuff during your downtime? And what I mean by that is when you're sitting in front of the TV at night, or you're on YouTube watching some of your favourite videos and all that sort of thing, have your guitar out and sit there doing your exercises. Try to make sure that, I mean, I wouldn't generally practice those sorts of things with a metronome myself. I practice all the other things that I would do with a metronome, like you've seen in my cutting edge legato, cutting edge guitar, cutting edge alternate picking, those sorts of things. But when I'm doing something like this, I would aim to keep that group of 6 pulse with my internal metronome, so I'm feeling the pulse. Funnily enough, that's easier to do at a high speed. Trying to keep that group of 6 at a low speed is much harder. Like guitar players, we generally want to speed up. We have a tendency to want to speed up. So I suppose that's why we find it easier to keep those rhythms at those higher speeds. Another exercise that I did with this is where you're repeating certain notes. So this is a brilliant exercise for warming up before a gig or before doing a recording session, something like that, using all 4 fingers, and the independence between all 4 fingers is being challenged. But yeah, also it's an excellent finger independence exercise as well as a really, really good warm-up exercise. Okay, and you can do that on any string. Yeah, getting that wrong there. You can do it on any string and all that sort of thing, and it just works really well. So that's one that's worth checking out. The tabs for those are all in the book. Something else that I would definitely recommend is that when you're playing 3 notes per string scales, every now and then where you see a stretch like this, a 4-fret stretch, so you'd see that in the major scale. If I play A major, on these strings, all I've got to do is add one finger into the middle, and I've got myself one of these chromatic stretches. Okay, so when you're playing up and down your scales, every now and then just throw one of those chromatic stretches in, and it will be a really good working for your timing and your general finger independence. I tend to work that in just as I'm going up and down the scale, use it in different shapes and all that sort of thing. Just a bit like this. I'm going to try not to think too much about what I'm playing. I'm just going to go for it, and every now and then I'm going to just chuck it in so you can see randomly where I would do it. So there we go, finger independence and adding chromaticism just to work on all 4 fingers, making sure that you can use all 4 and just generally having a better dexterity on your guitar. Hope that helps, guys. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you'll get my next quick tip when that one comes out. If you have any questions, drop me a line in the comments and I'll see you in the next lesson.